Have you ever asked yourself why, when you see and meet your role model or the person that you look up to, you suddenly become scared? You feel as though that you are not worthy of their presence? Have you ever encountered your role model anywhere in public, or even a chance for you to interact with them, but you feel less of a person around them? So today we'll be discussing the mentalities around that, right? So first and foremost, I know you want to be like your role model, right? But here's the thing. You can only wish to be you, not your role model. That's not the correct mentality. Like, I cannot, as I'm speaking here, be saying, I want to be like the great Vustembegwayo, for example. No, I don't aspire to be like him. I look up to him. I learn from him. You understand? I aspire to be this guy, right? I aspire to be me at the level Vusi Tembegwayo is at, right? That is an example, right? So now, have you ever also asked yourself why? This is also going to be a very outrageous example. Why maybe our soccer team, Bafana Bafana, never seem to come to the party when they meet their counterparts, especially European countries and the likes. They can't do that because already in their minds, those people that play for those countries are their role models, are their idols. So they step into the pitch with their role models. And so since in their minds they've been saying that person is better than me while they're doing the same profession, there's nothing that's going to happen on the pitch. Because you get into the pitch with a low self mentality. That, oh, this person is better. I'm playing against Lionel Messi. Oh, I'm playing against Ronaldo. You understand? And you're not going to do anything because you are not a player in your mind. You are, I don't know what. Right? So until you regard yourself as an equal with your counterpart, with your role model, you are not being naive of the fact that you are not at their level in terms of experience and skill. You know that you have to work hard to get there, right? But you couldn't look yourself lowly. That is a waste of your time. Like, just let me ask you this. If you don't want to be yourself, if you don't aspire to be you, who's going to be you? Right? Who's going to be you? It's so easy to have an idol. It's so easy to idolize, to have a role model, and to say, oh, that guy is so great and I want to be that guy. But who's going to be you? So that's a wrong mentality. The fact that you don't see yourself there. You don't consider yourself as worthy. Then nothing's going to happen. It's so sad that our soccer team, not making them look bad, but just an example, they will never come to the party with any of the European teams that have these great players on the international stage, because when they are here locally, they don't consider themselves as having the same equal opportunity to become as great. They don't. Look at South Africa. We have the best stadiums in the world. We hosted the World Cup, high performance centers, everything, right? The best league in the continent. And yet, our standard of football is somewhere else, right? It's because there's no self, there's no sense of self, right? The sense of self is outside. Like, it's easy for me to say, hey, Ronaldo is great, and I want to be, yeah, Ronaldo is great, and he works on himself. He believes in himself. He has confidence in himself. That's why he's like that. And so until Mthembu here becomes that self-sufficient, self-confident, he is not going to come to the party when the national call-up comes through. They say, okay, Bafana Bafana is going to be playing Germany, Espanyol. He's not going to come to the party because when he plays against Espanyol, he's playing against his idols whom he's afraid to mark. He's just afraid. Because you don't see yourself as equal. You just see yourself as some, I don't know. Like you're just there, put there as a mistake. Mentality. That's all it takes. Mentality. Mentality. The way you regard yourself, you see yourself, is how you're going to see other people. Mentality. It's as simple as that, though it is not that simple. I say right now again, I look up to the great people, the great orators, like Vustembegwayo, for example, here locally. He is an international brand. He has worked hard to be there. I am not naive to the fact that I won't just wake up to be at his level, skill-wise, skillfully, skill in terms of the skill and in terms of the delivery, in terms of, I'm not a naive. But at the same time, I'm not aspiring to be him. I'm aspiring to be myself. You see the difference? So, you want to be this great person? Learn from the best. But know that you are grooming yourself to get there. You don't neglect yourself in the process. Don't neglect yourself in the process. There's so much pressure, I would put it, at what you must do, who you must supposed to be, and how you're supposed to become this and that. And the pressure is outside. It's not from you. It's what you think other people expect of you. And let's say they expect that, so what? What do you expect of yourself? What can you do for yourself? I think at this point, maybe the ego can be pumped up a bit if, for example, we need our soccer players to face up the great international players. I mean, let me make an example. Let's say I'm about to deliver a speech at a certain congregation. And as I'm about to do so, I see on the agenda, or program rather, that there is this great person who's going to speak after me. And this great person, I look up to them, right? So I cannot start to shiver because this great person's name is here. I cannot. I have to bring my A game. I have to be on point for whatever that I'm going to do, so that that great person that I look up to can say, oh, that's young and fresh. I like that. That's new. Who are you? Give me pointers so I can have conversation with them. You understand? It's not about, no, now I have to be scared so that they feel sorry for me. Oh no, I'm not gonna play as that good so that they win. No. 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 You bring your A game, and I'll tell you now, the right people with the right mentality, as they are obviously in terms of skill and experience above you, will bring you up. Will bring you up. Anyone who brings you down is already below you. Mentality, come on. So don't don't crucify me as I'm making an example with our soccer team, national soccer team. I love them so much. But mentality, guys. mentality. Bafana Bafana has there's no pride. They don't have pride in what they're doing there. And obviously the problem there is not only with the players, the problem is even with the the organization, SAFA itself, the politics, the what, the this, the etc. and etc. and etc. Let's just make an example there with how mentality can affect you from being who you are and how you can express yourself. You couldn't. There's this great quote by Nelson Mandela. It says, you can't play small knowing that you could do more just because you want other people to feel better around you. You can't. We can't settle for less than we know we are capable of. We cannot. We couldn't. We couldn't, But obviously, societally, and when I say societally, inverted commas, we would like to see everyone average, especially those that we grew up with, we know personally. Familiarity breeds contempt. Success breeds contempt. Someone who thinks that you are doing better than them already is something wrong with them. And nobody can do better than you except for you. No one can be better me at being me. No one. You understand? There's no competition. The competition is with this guy. So if you compete again with someone else, on what level are you competing? On what grounds are you competing? Because that competition is probably just to boost your ego. There's no competition. Competition is you. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and make sure that you're better than yesterday. You're doing your best today to get to where you want to get with your dreams, goals, and aspirations. You can't listen to naysayers. It's 2020 and the year was rough for everyone in the world. With pandemics and everything else and lockdowns but we're here. The question is, how are you going to do your 2021, 2022? Are you still going to use the same mentality? You're still going to be victim of your own circumstance, of your own doing? Are you still going to keep vibrating at a lower vibrational level, lower frequency of envy, shame, guilt, gossips, all those things? Or are you gonna vibrate higher, take responsibility of your own life, your own self? You decide.